Blueberries. You walk into a room and completely forget why you went in there. You lose your train of thought mid-sentence. You chalk it up to being busy, being tired, just having a lot on your mind. But what if part of it is simply what you are or are not eating? Blueberries are one of the most studied foods in aging research, and the results keep pointing in the same direction. They're packed with anthocyanins, the compounds that give them their deep blue color, which cross the blood-brain barrier and directly reduce oxidative stress in brain tissue. That matters because oxidative stress is one of the primary drivers of cognitive aging. Less of it means neurons communicate more efficiently, memories form more reliably, and the mental fog that most people assume is just part of getting older starts to lift. A study from the Annals of Neurology found that women who ate blueberries and strawberries regularly delayed cognitive aging by up to 2.5 years compared to those who didn't. Not a supplement, not a medical procedure, a handful of berries a few times a week. The brain you have at 60 doesn't have to feel like 60. Blueberries are one of the simplest ways to widen that gap. Dark chocolate. You've been told chocolate is bad for you so many times that you feel guilty every time you eat it. Here's some good news. You've been working with incomplete information. Dark chocolate, specifically varieties with 70% cacao or higher, is one of the richest sources of flavonols, a class of antioxidants that improve blood flow, reduce arterial stiffness, and protect against the cardiovascular aging that quietly accelerates after your mid-30s. Flavonols also stimulate the production of nitric oxide, which keeps blood vessels flexible and responsive, one of the key markers researchers use to measure vascular age. A study from the University of California found that daily consumption of high flavanol dark chocolate improved memory performance in older adults by 25% over 3 months. A separate Harvard study tracking over 19,000 participants found that regular chocolate consumption was associated with significantly lower rates of cardiovascular mortality. The key is the percentage. Milk chocolate won't do it. The dairy and sugar content cancels out most of the benefit, 70% or higher, 1 to 2 squares a day. Guilt is optional. Garlic. You probably already cook with garlic. You might not realize you're also doing something genuinely useful for how slowly you age. Garlic contains a compound called allicin, released when garlic is crushed or chopped, which has potent anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. It reduces oxidative stress at the cellular level, supports cardiovascular health by keeping arteries flexible, and has been shown to positively influence telomere length. Research found that regular garlic consumption was associated with up to a 20% reduction in biological aging markers and measurably slower telomere shortening. Garlic also activates the immune system in ways that become increasingly important as the body ages.